What's happening? Y'all give me a second. My Wi-Fi was acting up on my phone, so I had to switch it over. I thought I seen somebody was in here already, but anyway, probably was just me. Let's crank up some music, and I'll be right back. Somebody was in here already. Y'all get the music playing in the background. Give me a second. Let's crank up some music.
Another one. Yeah. Shit ain't nothing new to us, man. I get it one time. Thought you knew, man. Nationwide. Body the beat. Round and round we go. Round and round we go. Free base. A1. Been high since day one. No slack. No cross. Nah. Straight lace. Home run. No cut. None. Straight fire. Fuego. Day one. No lie. A1. Yeah. No slack. Fresh like that.
I've been down by a loss at the start. Found how raw is my heart when the canvas of life give a spark. Let me draw a little part you can vibe with. All of the darts in my rhymes and my target. Day one, great one, stunner how I days one. Anytime a day one, victory I'm big on. Them niggas non-cypher like a little bit of bacon. The source of men wash it with them criminals awaiting. Energy vampire, Tennessee and layers. My day one friends you see been tested through mad fires. We dealing major crack. BSM and affiliated acts. So you have to kneel to take it back. It's a rap, be true to who you know, making numerous moves from day numero uno to the funeral tune flow. With suits in the room, so live luminous, dude. In between, while we gleam, shine, suited for you, yo. It's on the rail like a Sandpex. Digitized age, make a man flex. He can't get touched in the same way. My day ones will play, they nuts in the same way. Space. Some confrontational and charming, a twist from the shook ones that engage with their fans hardly. And we don't have time but the patience to play with the stagnant. I rhyme with the great ones, day one.
That shit dope. A1, been high since day one. No slack, no cross. Nah, straight lace, home run. No cut, none. Straight fire, fuego. Day one, no lie. A1, yeah, no slack. Fresh like that, yeah.
Been a dope ass nigga since day one. And I bet a bitch nigga won't say nothing. I quit recess, nigga don't play nothing. Nigga been real, but the fake won't face. Niggas throwing up ill, but a nigga can't take. Yeah, nigga love bitch. My dudes ain't make one. Pressure make diamonds, and they bust tight. Damn right I'm right, damn right I'm tight. Damn right I'm climbing, ain't blind my sight. Nigga no ball shine is the guiding light. Nigga so mad wanna take my life. Nigga Blake stay strapped, nigga Blake alright. Nigga Blake don't cap, face can't stay tight. Nigga changed overnight, but I came on right. Had the drip, didn't jive, and swallow my pride. Reach down inside, I will up my mind. Now a nigga doing fine. Off the niggas that lie, they don't wanna deal with a nigga like I. Nigga B.Sec, nigga we got neck. Port City YJ, Zone Space LA. Nigga Deuce Boss Play, representing that nationwide. Niggas better know not to play with mine. This is that lyrical homicide. Niggas they know that we born to ride.
That shit dope. A1, been high since day one. No slack, no cross. Nah, straight lace, home run. No cut, none. Straight fire, fuego. Day one, no lie. A1, yeah, no slack. Fresh like that, yeah.
I be getting to the money so quick. Probably thought that I be running. Hell nah, nigga, I be getting to the bread even when I go to bed. Know I'm finna make some. All the way until a nigga dead. I'ma eat like I'm about to be asleep for the whole damn winter. Hibernation for the come up. Something I'ma really be on something. Fuck niggas, they be interrupting. Lick it down, knowing that I bust it. Big gun, you don't even trust it. Stay cool, but I ain't Colonel Mustard. Fool with it spraying in the cluster. Gold in the dark, getting trouble. Pull shark shots, I'm subtle. Always on repeat, no shuffle. Knock like cow, baby, it's a tough game. I'm cutting, I'm putting that straight up in the duffel. I'm fuck with y'all haters, but I wanna motivated by the way they all on.
I've been on fire since day one. Don't fuck with no games and no play none. You got a problem to say something. I don't kill niggas, so stay calm. Lacing these lyrics with napalm. Start with the moon till the day come. This is the reason LA got your fingers right back up on the play button. Fuck with the season B, I'm right where I need to be. Most of my day ones, they thought I was lacking. Them niggas stop packing, nobody believe in me. Fuck them, niggas don't ask me for shit. Nope. I think I'm good with all that. Yeah. They like to run from the truth. From day one I stuck to the facts. And that's that what? Free base, A1, been high since day one. No slack, no cross. Nah, straight lace, home run. No cut, none. Straight fire, fuego. Day one, no lie. A1, yeah, no slack. Fresh like that. that. Yeah.
I came, I saw, I conquered. I started from a tosser. Lucky me, I bossed up. I'm lounging with my feet up. You run the streets cause you stuck. I need passports and visas. You just need you a re-up. They aggy that I clean up. From head to toe, I'm G'd up. I came a long way from flipping using payphones and beepers. From styrofoams to teacups. You getting left behind, you can't keep up. You married to the game, you a damn lame cause you ain't got no prenup. I done seen it all, done did it all. Sold Oragel on Tylenol. When I crawl back from a downfall, bounce back like round ball. Everything must evolve. You stagnate, you die off. I hope I'm motivating y'all. I embrace my scars and my flaws. Since day one I've been dope dog.
Freebase, A1, been hot since day one. No slack, no crumbs, straight lace, home run, no cut, straight fire, fuego, day one, no lie, A1, yeah, no slack, pressure, like that, that shit dope. Freebase, A1, been hot since day one, no slack, no crumbs, straight lace, home run, no cut, straight fire, fuego, day one, no lie, A1, yeah, no slack, pressure, like that.
Then I rhyme with the great ones.
Been a dope ass nigga since day one.
Most motivated by the way they out long.
Don't fuck with no games and no play.
I'm lounging with my feet up.
Then I rhyme with the great ones.
Been a dope ass nigga since day one.
Don't fuck with no games and no play. Day one. Shit, there's levels to this shit, man. Levels, been high. Day one. No slack, no crumbs, straight lace, home run, no cut, straight fire. Day one. No lie. A1. No slack. Like that.
Drum dummy, drum
That's
dummy.
a movie. Time, space, boss, late, hey, deuce, L, dot, for the city.
What's good? What's good? What's good? I was trying to go live off my phone, and for some reason the internet was shaky over there. So I'm live right here with my glasses on. I'm fucking with y'all. So what's going on? What's going on, my people? My good peoples is in the building. K Money's in the buildings. Shalom, Uncle Charles, D. Marie, Cousin Rainey. What's going on? What's going on? Wendy's in the building. Carla's in the building. Carletta, Lorraine. Yeah. What's happening, fans? What's happening? What's happening? Let me see if I ain't missed nobody. Deborah Thompson's in the building. What's going on, Leslie? Had a good time with you the other show last night. I believe that was. My days been running together, so you got to forgive me. But, yeah, I'm glad y'all here. I just wanted to go live again, you know. Chat, talk it up with y'all. I'm trying to get my camera right and shit, make sure everything good on the up and up. I know how that shit was last time. But we're going to get some more music jumping before we crank the show, even though, shit, we already damn near 18 already. But we know we're going to keep the thing going like we always do. Remember, the conversation, the topic, tough conversations. I think this is going to be a great goddamn topic. So let's see here. The link is in the chat too if y'all want to come up here. Y'all know how I rock. Ain't nothing changed. Matter of fact, before I even play this song, I want to let y'all know who that is not the number one song anymore. It's not the number one song anymore. So that's the number one song is what I'm going to play right now. And it's kind of shocking. Not shocking because the whole damn album is dope. So let's go ahead and play the number one song right now. At least on Spotify. And that song is, anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess? I know I'm froze. Don't tell me. I know. Every time I go to the brand K Money, for some reason, it likes to pause me. Let me see if anybody guessed yet. Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess? Kuja K is in the building. What's up, my guy? Timothy's in the building. What's up, Tim? What's going on, bro? Yeah, yeah, everybody falling through. Everybody falling through. That's what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'd rather just do it like this. So I don't do all that freezing and shit. Shit irks my nerves. So the number one song right now, at least on Spotify, I know someone used to always request it. I think it was Carl, if I'm not mistaken. But it's Timepiece. So let's check it out.
Body to be global. And we ain't playing with you.
I know that hindsight is 2020, and my sight is getting blurry. We short on time that was given to us. Life is hard, but I'm living through it. And it's a God, but sometimes make you wonder why he put us through it. My grandma had a fucking tumor. They told me she was about to die. So blow a nigga about to lose it. Who lives or die? I don't understand why. And I need a little time for my mind. I just need a rewind. I just need a rewind. Why can't everything just be fine? Why the love once you taken gotta be mine? And when you took Lex, we could see the sign. I still feel it wasn't time to have an open mind. Now we won't know the date and we won't know the time, but this thing on my wrist, it can hold it fine. I need an overtime. Think I just broke the rewind. I got a request for more time. If I could rewind time, I would go back in time, rewrite a couple lines, speak everything that's on my mind. Make sure my grandma, she doing fine. Give Lex a little more time, but focus on my rhymes. Only if I could rewind time, I would bring the good people back. I would cut our people some slack, but I never would change the fact that I'm black. So what my timepiece?
I wish I knew what I know now. I would've stopped living so fast and slowed down. I wouldn't never grip no gun and bust rounds. I wouldn't never sold one drug. I live blood brown. I wouldn't hit. I made straight A's and be proud. I wouldn't never start fucking drinking and smoking loud. I live with so many damn regrets. My past is a mess. I look at my timepiece. I only got seconds left. My pain I suppress. I self-medicate. It's like I'm boxing death. I'm a heavyweight while I'm breathing, Holmes. I'ma get it straight cause I can't right my wrongs. At heaven's gates, tears flow down my face as I dream chase. I ain't got time to spare, no minute to waste. Sound of that clock tick making me mad, cause I wanna rewind it back and have a talk with my dad. If I could rewind time, I would go back in time, rewrite a couple lines, speak everything on my mind. I would make sure my loved ones are doing fine. I'm running out of time, I'm blessed when that sunrise. Only if I could rewind time. Only if I could. I would bring good people back. I would cut our people some slack, but I would never change the fact that I'm black. So what my timepiece?
Must value her at her proper worth. Take the time to prioritize what come first. Every moment lost is a moment that can't be reclaimed. So ashamed, react as if you don't know her name. Women call her father time. We say mother nature. See the signs and symbols through faces. She surely take you through a 24,000 year in sun cycle. Witness the reincarnation, hasten we call Michael. The supreme in the flesh. Dreams are manifest through confirmation in fact. In fact, I feel blessed. See many obsessed, feeding forces of unrest. Yet, obey your thirst is what they suggest. Material wise, bring side the minds through the technological advancement. You think that we would rise, but to the opposite, view it microscopic. All this bullshit, we need to stop it.
If I could rewind time, I would go back in time, rewrite a couple lines, speak everything that's on my mind. Make sure my grandma, she doing fine. Give Lex a little more time, but focus on my rhymes. Only if I could rewind time, I would bring the good people back. I would cut our people some slack, but I never would change the fact that I'm black. So what my timepiece? My timepiece. So what my timepiece? My timepiece. I would bring the good people back. I would cut our people some slack, but I never would change the fact that I'm black. So what my timepiece? My timepiece. unmute my mic. That is actually the #1 song from Inspired right now. Now I seen someone said it better be Solid as a Rock. But right now, Solid as a Rock it's a difference, and I'll try to explain it to you. Solid as a Rock is the #1 release that I have right now currently. So as far as a release, Inspired is a whole album. Solid as a Rock is a single. So of course, it's the most popular release that I have right now. But if you want to see your song #1, then hey, you got to go to Spotify. I can go check on YouTube Music and see. But I just fuck with Spotify because Spotify pays me as well. You feel me? So what's going on? I see Legend Unfell through the building. Crucial K's in the building. And here's K Money in the building. Let me go ahead and get her set up here real quick. What's up, sis? Can you hear me? K Money.
What the frig? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Man, I was talking. I said, "What's up, hey boss man? Hello, family in the chat." I know. I just changed I'm on my other Google because I wanted to change my picture, and my other StreamYards ain't got nothing on it. I came up there with a white screen like everybody else.
Yeah.
So
what's going on?
So Timepiece is #1 on Spotify now, huh?
Timepiece. If you ever, I don't know how many of you actually got Spotify or even go to Spotify. When you go to my page, I don't think y'all gonna be able to see it, but it'll have at the very top, the hottest songs from my latest release. And as y'all can see, when it says popular release, it's Solid as a Rock. But Timepiece is the top song now. Okay. And they actually knock Who Dat down to #4. #2 is City Pain 2. #3 is No Matter What. So if you ask me, that's probably because of my city, and that's fucking weird for me to say that because those songs are for my city. So I don't know.
Hey, boss man, I'm going to drop down and come in on my other Chrome. This one, you're choppy for me, so I'm going to come down. I'll come right back, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So Bones in the building. What's going on, Bones? Bones is in the building. And it looks like we have Miss Queen Black Star. Let's welcome Miss Black Star to the live. What's going on, Queen?
My brother.
How you doing?
Is K Money in the house?
Yeah, she had to switch phones or something because she said I was coming in choppy on the device she was using. She'll be back. Be right back.
Okay. Well, brother, stuff is on the wind. There's a wind blowing. Yes, there's a wind blowing, and it's filled with all kinds of data and information, and it's coming off of what is called the photonic belt. We're going through a debris belt in the cosmos, in our planetary existence. We're going through a heavy duty photonic belt. It's all debris, and it's rocking and pushing and shaking. And when there's stuff at the bottom that has not come up, that refuses to dislodge itself, you need a force to shake it. So what you're seeing bubbling up to the top, the stuff that you've been reporting on and updating, and stuff that we're seeing and hearing everywhere, my suggestion is get real still inside, or it will take you. Do you hear me? It will take you. So we must get real still. Go into your God place, whatever you consider that to be. But something came to me concerning you and K Money today while I was out getting myself a pizza.
Let me see.
I got a whole pizza pie, and I plan to eat it after your show, the whole pie. Anyway, something came to me because, yes, you're a spoken word man. In fact, you're a lyrical word man. And K Money is spoken word. And of course, I also am in the tradition of griot spoken word. Something came to me. Somebody asked me who hadn't seen me in quite a while, because I've been on the road a little bit researching archaeological sites where our ancient people were here in the Americas before anybody else, before Christ, before all of that. So someone asked me, where have you been? We haven't seen you. And you know what came to me? You know, the little riddles and nursery rhymes we learned as kids? It was, pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? I've been to London to visit the Queen. And pussycat, pussycat, what did you there? I frightened a little mouse under her chair, black, black. Do you ever remember hearing that?
No, I've never heard that one.
You know what happened? There was a break in the oral traditions that we used to hand down to our children, be there nursery rhymes or poems or sayings or something grandma said, you know, or clap and movement stuff. And there was a break right after the 60s. And we stopped handing those traditions down, and we started leaving it mostly to the educational systems. And our later on generations lost a lot because there are great lessons in these. This is where the ancestors left us lessons, and other cultures grabbed onto our stories and did their little thing with it. That's where you get the nursery rhymes, but these were griot stories. If you really think about it and examine it, pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? And go through the whole thing and think of it in terms of a meditative piece. It is full of information. So that one came to me for you and Queen K. Also, I don't know if you're old enough to remember things like we used to do with the children, engine number 9.
I remember that.
Engine number 9. Going down Chicago line. If my train goes off the track, do I get my money back? Black, black. Now, we don't teach the children that anymore, but there's a great lesson in that. Yeah. So I think yes, go ahead, honey.
That's weird that you said that, because you're right. Like, those nursery rhymes that we was taught back as kids, they don't teach those anymore. And that is kind of weird.
Yeah, there was a break. And if the oral tradition is not coming out of the household, the children are not getting it. And we're wondering why they are so, it is so difficult for them to communicate verbally. Thank goodness for music. And why it's so frustrating for them to have conversation, you know, and that they have nothing to hand down to their children from these great oral traditions, because these were, as the Africans, we called them back in ancient times, proverbs. Proverbs did not come out of Europe. Proverbs came out of Africa. So there's loads of information, but those two came to me, strangely enough, with you and Kay. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm going to have to chat with you about that. You kind of got me
shook
up a little bit with that. You got me shook up a little bit, so I'm going to have to chat with you about that. But as everybody see, yeah, because whenever someone says, sit still, get into your God place, now I'm sitting here like, you know what I'm saying? Because look, I'm not ashamed to say some things that you just said, kind of, that I'm like, what's gonna come up? I know a lot of things going on in the world, and there's just,
yes,
it's just weird. And for one, there's hasn't been no resolution to a lot of it. If you think about it, it right now, a lot of crimes and cases that, you know, I follow, for some reason nowadays they're not getting solved. And I can't say 90, I would say about 75 to 80% of them is us. And it's weird.
Yeah.
So you got me a little shook up there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Some heavy duty stuff. Yeah. I would say just fasten your seatbelts and get real comfortable and watch it play out. I wouldn't get caught up in any stuff, any side stuff, just straight down the middle, because it's going to be rough for a little bit.
I appreciate that. Well, we're going to get into tough conversations, but before we do that, let me go to a jam and we're going to get this show started. We got Queen Black Star in the building. K-Money, I don't know what happened, but come on back, sis. Let's go to the legend. Why not? Let's do it. Sorry, that ain't the one I want to play. Y'all know the one I want to goddamn play. Let's do it.
So special.
Another body slain in the street, and we've been needing change, needing peace. We dying, we can't take it no further. Heard the angels crying, they scream murder, murder. Heard the angels crying, they scream murder, murder. Oh, you hear them angels crying.
Steady crying cause they see my people murdered. Crackers trying tactics that way's always unheard of. Big dogs and lock chains, man, they used to burn us. And the shit was so crazy that they used to hunt us. Now my people getting murdered in the streets for running. I'm tired of the racing niggas like we nothing. Promise they won't be too happy once a nigga start busting. But that's what they wanna see, a black man caged up in jails and penitentiaries. I swear the system meant to fuck us. Ran by some white man sporting them Benjamin buttons, followed by that white militia that's known to do some handcuffing. Like the Greek freak in Milwaukee, I'm finna start bucking. Thinking that they could control us, they finna start something. 400 years of oppression, now we had enough. Can't you feel the pressure of my people that's finna erupt? Try to be a friendly foe, now we finna power up.
Another body slain in the street, and we've been needing change, needing peace. We dying, we can't take it no further. Heard the angels crying, they scream murder, murder. Heard the angels crying, they scream murder, murder. Oh, you hear them angels crying.
I'm not doing a bad thing. I'm actually telling the truth. I just got nervous. That's why I was acting stupid at one point. You just gotta believe me. Because I'm actually telling the truth. I'm not trying to lie. I just got nervous.
See, I'm a mother, a sister, a cousin, a friend. How you screaming all lives matter with privileged skin? And if we matter, why we can't just jog for fun? Without these stupid motherfuckers chasing us with guns. And why we can't sleep peaceful in our homes at night? You bust in, we bust back, and we lose a life. Lose our right, can't even protect our home. I'm screaming, arrest them bitches till they dead or gone. See, I don't know the pain the mama's feeling, but every day I pray for your mental healing. Cause it'll be hell if we started killing. But two wrongs don't make a right. I tell my son all officers not bad and every racist isn't white. So see the truth and know how to move, cause they gon' do what they do, regardless of how perfect that record view. And no reaction is the safest when they provoking you. Like damn, could you take a jog in our shoes? Could you afford to lose?
Another body slain in the street, and we've been needing change, needing peace. We dying, we can't take it no further. Heard the angels crying, they scream murder, murder. Heard the angels crying, they scream murder, murder. Oh, you hear them angels crying.
Welcome to the last days. Shit is spooky. I'd rather riot, fuck marching. That shit is goofy. All these crackers, my enemies. I'm unruly. Footage of me killing cops. I'm making movies. My halo cracked, my wings are broken. I'm going out like a soldier with my barrel smoking. Revelations in my clip, nigga. I'm not joking. Get biblical in this bitch. I'm Holy Ghosting. Every nigga that was lynched is a cop. I'm yoking. Eye for eye. You witnessing slaves revoking. Too late to wave white flag. Shit is in motion. When I hit officer down, I'm champagne toasting. Blame America for making me nigga with no emotions. You are the father, ask Maury Povich. I never seen a man cry till I seen a man die. I'm a southern boy, of course pigs are fried.
Another body slain in the street, and we've been needing change, needing peace. We dying, we can't take it no further. Heard the angels crying, they scream murder, murder. Heard the angels crying, they scream murder, murder. Oh, you hear them angels crying.
Look into my eyes. eyes. Tell me what you see. It's a cold, cold world. Ain't nobody left but me and a few more others. Brothers of the struggle. Struggle and we strive to rise from the rubble. Faced with the opposition, mission on deck. Organize and unify. So we ride, nigga, bet. We gon' size up the threat. Slide on they set. Lords don't decipher some old VFS. G's to the B's, I be choose to manifest. On some grown folk shit, nigga said with your chest. Leaning to the extreme where the scene's nothing less. Homie bouncing on the beam, on the scene in the vest. Strapped up, shouting with a 40 in extension. Blowing on some mid in the middle of the tension. All that attention when the OG speak. For a all Greek niggas rolling so deep. Hey,
another body slain.
If I was you and you was me,
we've been needing change.
Who would you be?
Peace. We done, we can't take it no
because we are one and the same.
Heard the angels cry and they scream murder, murder. Heard the angels cry and they scream murder, murder. Oh, you hear them angels crying.
Coming.
Shalom, Black Star. Queen Mother, how are you?
Shalom. Shalom, K Money. I'm just fine. How about you?
I'm having a little bit of issues with my StreamYards today, but shalom, everybody. Again. Yeah. I'm trying it again on my other Chrome. Y'all can hear me well?
Yeah, I hear you a lot better than you did earlier.
Okay. I'm here, bro.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into this thing. So Tough Conversations is the topic for the night. And before we start there, I want to ask this question. And of course, y'all can leave y'all comments in the chat, or y'all can do like these queens did, come up here and chat with us. When it comes to tough conversation, what is one of the big factors that make a conversation tough to have? And since you on mute, K-Money, I start with Queen Black Star. What's one of the major factors that makes a conversation tough?
One of the now let me qualify that, boss, by saying that I have to answer that from personal experience, and that personal experience might include observation, not only of myself, my actions and reactions, my conversations, over the years from young till you get older and you learn a few things, and my observations of others and their conversations or their lack of, or their inability to have a conversation. And I find one of the largest factors just from all of that I could gather would be to be too much of yourself in a conversation is very discomforting to some. It is a type of a weird twist to honesty, personal honesty, that we have so quickly to make judgments based on what we think we see and hear from someone. And oftentimes, as we're trying to have a conversation, whoever we're speaking to are not really hearing or listening. The organism is hearing, really, the ear, the inner ear, but there's no attention given to what you're saying because there's some judgment going on. There's some sizing up going on. There's some doubts and apprehensions. They're weighing whether they can say what you say or whatever any differently, any better. So the mind is very tricky. It is a trickster. And it's in all of the old stories throughout time about the mind and how dangerous it can be. It starts to talk while someone else is talking to you. So we never get the full gist of what's being said to us. And therefore we can't possibly answer and be responsive in a way that is honest. That's about the best I can do with that, boss. But that particular thing that we hear through the ear, but we do not listen because of interference, judgments, and all kinds of crazy stuff, emotional issues. Something stops the conversation from being authentic, organic, real. you know, let's say you came in and you decided that you were going to wear a hat with horns and have a Fu Manchu mustache, and you're trying to tell me something quite beautiful, an experience that you're having, and you want to verbalize it, share it. And I'm so busy getting all caught up in your horns and your Fu Manchu thing. I've labeled that like 1,000 things. So I'm not hearing where you're coming from. And meanwhile, you could be opening up something very beautiful. But that's just one factor. You know, I'll qualify by saying that's one factor. I'm sure you have some, and Kay have some, depending on who we are.
And I'm gonna break that down a little further because I see a lot of answers have been put in the chat. But Kay, man, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to go ahead and speak your piece. What you think?
I'm agreeing with the chat. It's all about, you know, nobody wants to take on, I'm going to put it to you like this. The truth, a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. So therefore they block out certain things, you know, when a person is trying to have that conversation with you, they hear what they want to hear. So, and I do agree with the legend, your emotions get involved. So therefore you don't want to have that tough conversation. Could be a fear, could be of emotion of fear of what the other person's going to think. So, you know, that's where I'm at with that.
So let me go a little deeper because I agree with everybody and what they're saying, but maybe I need to go in a little depth to the angle that I was reaching at, because that's what we really need to focus on. When you're having a tough conversation, all those things that you guys said in the chat, including both of you on my panel, is correct. But who I believe is who you're talking to that makes the conversation tough. Because if you really think about it, if you're talking to a complete stranger compared to someone that you truly and genuinely care about, I think that makes a big difference. Because I can tell anybody, well, I don't want to give nobody an example. I mean, make no one example here, but somebody can be walking down my street with their dog. I'd be like, man, that's an ugly ass dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn about his feelings. So I feel like it's who you talking to, or who you have to deliver that tough conversation to. That's the biggest factor for me. Because the other conversation is easy. But if you got to tell them something that they need to hear, that you know good and damn well they don't want to hear, that's what makes it tough, because you're going to hurt their feelings, and it's hard for you to have that conversation. Go ahead.
Yes, and you're walking into kind of a war zone because you have no way of knowing how deep that stuff goes, and then that's when I always have to fall back on a centeredness and come out of personality, come out of ego, shut the mind up. It can't be doing too much talking at that point. So you have to get real centered and come out of your feelings there for a while. Yeah. And yes, sometimes I had a teacher many years ago, my God, a beautiful, she's an ancestor now, and I would go to the top of their mountains and come back. She knew everybody. She knew Malcolm. She knew Mr. Muhammad. She Farrakhan. She nursed all of them. And she said to me, "You're too visual because you are an artist. You see the world through some very interesting lenses. So you're always looking to see where the lines are, where they blur and where they're sharp." She said, "We need for you." And you're trying to hear at the same time. She said, sometimes you need to just cut off all the audio that's coming at you, no matter what they're saying. Cut it off. She said, in that silent cutting off.
She break it up. It's just me. Okay. I thought it was my apparatuses again.
And
she actually froze.
You're just looking through your
Queen Mother
eyes.
You breaking up.
Did you all? Yeah, you all kind of came off the screen and went back on. She said in that shutting off the audio and just looking at the visual, she said it'll begin to look very cartoonish, what's going on in front of you. And you'll begin to see more about what it is that this person is saying to you than what they're actually saying. Some people call it body language, but she was going deeper than that. She said, shut off all of that stuff. It's very distracting. Only has to be for a moment, and watch what's in front of you. She said it will be completely different from the words that are coming out.
You know,
there we go.
I want to ask you a question, K Money.
Okay.
I'm actually going to redirect this a little bit.
Okay.
So when it comes to having these tough conversations with our loved ones, and I know sometimes we don't know how to approach that situation. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a psychologist and you know all that good stuff. But some people, I feel like, tend to shy away from the problem, especially if it's a problem between you and another loved one, and you know what you're going to say, they might not take it the right way. Mm-hmm. Is it, would you leave that conversation alone, K Money? Or would you just talk to them and try to be respectful? Can you?
I'm gonna tell you from me, because K Money is very bodacious, okay, and she speaks her mind and she speaks truth. So I've had many of tough conversations, and sometimes where I make mistakes as what comes out of my mouth, what I think comes out of my mouth sometimes, although I'm not trying to hurt my loved one, it will come out, and I have to be truthful. Because I cannot tell a lie, especially if I'm trying to help or just smooth out a situation. I'm going to say my truth. So I would definitely approach it in a way that it's just going to come out. And then we'll just I'll have to just, I mean, my mouth gets me in trouble. I ain't going to lie, boss man.
So I think it's safe to say, and like you said the correct term, approach. I think that's, to me personally, that's the most important factor whenever you're entering a tough conversation is your approach.
It's your approach.
If you frustrated about something your loved one done and they don't know that they done anything to even bother you, you just going there with guns blazing, that conversation's not going to go well. It's not going to go well at all.
They're not going to receive it. They're not going to listen. When you come at somebody forcefully, they just tune you out. I know I would tune you right out. Won't hear you. I'm going to say this. I've heard Grandmaster Jay do this lots of times. He would listen. A lot of people don't listen when people are talking. They want to talk over you or, cut you off and stuff like that. Sometimes it's not meant to be cut off, but just you have to listen to what a person is saying and then respond. But if you cut off a person in mid-sentence when they're trying to explain something to you, you don't get the full gist of it, is what I'm saying. Go ahead, Black guy.
So Queen, I want to ask, what is your approach in these type of situations? And then we're going to play a jam right after that.
Which one are you talking to?
I'm talking to you, Queen.
My approach? Well, pretty much like Kay's. That's why I'm always in trouble. But you know what? I learned I stay in trouble, but guess what? I learned years ago. Don't worry about it. It comes and it goes. One thing I'm sure of, I pay my own damn bills, every single solitary one. And I'll open my black old mouth. Hey, I'll open this black mouth and speak as much as I damn well please. You don't like it? Move out of my way. Have a lovely day. God bless you. And that's it. Because I have been a person most of my life to acquiesce. And baby, let me tell you, they beat mothers behind to the ground, around the mulberry bush and back again, until I learned to stand myself up and have some stamina. Right or wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm the first to apologize. You don't have to come looking for me. I'll chase you all over town and say, baby doll, I'm sorry about that. But you know how goddamn crazy I am. And you know I didn't mean it like that. I'm that bloody honest. But people aren't always that honest with me. And I've learned I don't care. Not anymore. I'm 5 seconds from leaving this planet. I'm not going to spend it concerned about all of that. So my approach is like Kay's, but I'm also, you see how bold and strident I am now? one of the gentlest creatures you could ever. I have the softest underbelly ever. I pick people up off the street. I take out of my own rent money and pay for other people's rent, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Never see him again because I love and love deeply. But I'm as passionate when it comes to my mouth. I'm a speaker. This is what I do. This is how I earn my living. This is how I fed families. So I fed families and communities by running my mouth. And this is my gift. And I'm not even using it now. And not only that, I have great register. I can go from my toes all the way up through the top of my head. And people say, oh, listen to her. Yeah, damn right. God gave it to me like
Queen Mother, we have to welcome Lorraine to the panel.
Yes. Let's welcome Queen Lorraine in the building.
I need to put my magnifiers on. Y'all know I'm legally blind.
So before we get to Queen Lorraine, we're going to play a song and we're going to start off right with you when we come back. We're going to hit this song right here from my partner.
I love it. I love it.
We're going to go to K Money Jam. Here come the homie YJ. This is New Orleans, 24 bars.
You know what, boss? Boss, King Boss, you're a piece of work.
I'm gonna put everybody on mute. Let the music jam. We'll be right back.
The only one can hold me back is myself. Don't be that nigga that's not accountable when them cards get dealt. You better stand on it. Oh, I thought you was 10 toes down. Vital lesson in progression. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And yeah, I even see myself stagnant at times. I ain't even noticed. I was out there bogus. Had to realign. They say the first part of redemption is acceptance. And the second part is taking a mental inventory of the fuck shit you connect with. And that's the reason that I don't have too many friends. I deal with associates. All us trying to build anything else wouldn't be appropriate. That's how I'm living. Never sow seeds of attrition. Every thought's an addition. Think outside the box. No imprisonment. Stay woke. And this ain't even the really shit that I wrote. But when I speak, I feel like Haile Selassie before he croaked, and I ain't even Rastafari. Not by the least, you can call me square, but my head on swivel out in these streets, and I ride out. And that's my trademark, I should patent that, and I stand on every bar that I spoke, like nigga challenge that. Cause look, I ain't the one for your challenge, I challenge myself 100 once the cards get dealt. What else? And they say that jealousy is a woman's trait, but I can't agree, cause half the people that's jelly go to the bathroom and stand up to pee, and that's the facts of the matter. Another entry into the chapter, watch the author signing off. I get at you, let's go. Ride out. Ride out. 24 bars. Somebody. Yeah. Take it back to the 90s. Bounce.
All right, let me take everybody off of mute. That was the homie YJ, the author. That New Orleans bounce, 24 bars. I love that. Who the hell? Did somebody just fall off? K-Money disappear? All right, so it should probably be back. So, Of course, we have Queen Lorraine that's just joined us. And I'm going to go off of the last thing Queen Black Star said, because I want to ask you this question. And I think her and K-Money and look like a few people in the chat agree. Whenever you're making this approach, Lorraine, I gotta take you off mute. Hold on, Miss Queen. Whenever you make this approach, and just like they said, they just speak their damn mind. They don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Do you feel that is the right approach whenever you're trying to have a resolution to the situation that's causing the conflict?
Well, so many types of conflict. It could be mental, it could be physical, it could be verbal. But the reason I came on is because I have a story to tell about a conflict I had about something I heard.
Go ahead.
And
Go ahead.
You know, they say sometimes you think long. Mm-hmm. I was so spontaneous with this that I scared myself. Okay, my grandchildren are going to school virtually, so they're at the dining room table all day, every day. And the 12-year-old asked his sister, "How do you spell that?" And she said, ILL N-A. I jumped straight up out my chair and I said, is somebody talking about that on the internet? I know that's not part of the classroom. And then the 13-year-old said, no, somebody sampled that song and I heard it and I was singing it. So he wanted to know how he could spell it so he could Google it to understand what it meant. And it's like, oh, no. You can't Google that. But what does it mean, Grandma? I said, it's talking about a woman's vagina. She turned blood red. He almost fainted. And the thing was, is I didn't have long enough to think about it, to make it sound pretty, to dress it up in it. But if somebody had asked me how I would have responded to that, I don't know. I just did. It was almost instinct, automatic, without being vulgar or cussing or anything like that. That's the kind of stuff that that I had to deal with. When I was in the church, I think I may have put it in there last night. When I was in the church, my children couldn't listen to anything but gospel or love songs, sweet music. My oldest son was going nuts for Tupac. That was forbidden in the house. I didn't know what Tupac was talking about till after he died. And I started listening to him. Holler if you hear me. And I was ashamed of myself. I let the church dictate to me what went on in my house. I didn't know how to deal with it. That was part of how I was living. Now I listen to what I want to. Sometimes my children say, Mama, are you listening to that? Yes, because I want to know what's being said. I want to understand the language. And if I had never heard Foxy Brown before, I wouldn't have known what the old na-na meant. You can Google that and it'll tell you what it means.
Yep.
Like I said, it depends on the circumstance, what you have to deal with. But the thing is to tell the truth. Whether you're cussing or fussing, whatever. The main thing is to tell the truth. They'll never forget the truth. They'll get confused with a lie. And then when you start lying to them, you got to write it down so you can remember what lie you told and keep up with it. Like the Easter Bunny, or stuff like that. And, chocolate covered eggs. Just, we can't play with them. Not this generation, not of the computer age. And anybody really, the thing is to tell the truth. Be straightforward with it.
Yeah.
In whatever language you understand.
The truth will set you free.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I agree with you ladies 100%, especially if the tough conversation comes from a problem that they know they fucked up and they didn't say, I'm sorry. But if someone did something unknowingly that they didn't know it really bothered you the way it did, you know what I'm saying? Like they could have walked in your house and opened up your refrigerator. Well, that's a no-no, but they felt like they was family.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But if they feel they family, they might say, okay, they ain't tripping. But that shit bothered you. And they just went on about their day. And you was like, hold on, I gotta address this. So Queen Black Star, would you still take that same approach? Like, I don't give a shit how you feel. Don't you a goddamn refrigerator again like that? Would you really go at them like that?
I got a story for you, boss man.
No. It's all, remember that word we all came up with, approach? Right. And the severity of the situation dictates what the approach should be. That's why I say just get still for a minute. Just get still for a minute. Give a little space so you can see it better. Because there are situations where a person might be so broken or so saddened or in such a fix in their lives in whichever way that they can't take one more bit of pressure. So you have to be able to weigh it. That's when you have to be able to really feel and read vibrations. Everyone is vibrating something. And as of that point, the approach has to be in accordance with that, with truth delivered in a way that won't make the situation worse. And that's possible. I've not only seen, but had some personal experiences where folks came at me in such a belligerent way that they actually became violent. And it wasn't anything about what I did. I'm listening to some Aretha Franklin on my thing. I was traveling abroad, and in the room was someone who, it was in a hostel, who did not want to be in a room with a Black person. And I knew that when I walked in the room, because the room froze, you know? So I knew that. So I knew there was going to be some kind of war. And I felt the person who would be the attacker. There were all kinds of things that gave clues. Later on, I'm listening on a little terrace to some Aretha, and I'm singing along. I think it was Respect. And the person came out and went berserk. I mean, went ape. You talking about me? And they were screaming in their accented voice. I said, excuse me? Don't you excuse? And they went completely crazy. I started to go crazy too, because I started looking around for, what can I hit this girl in the head with? Because shit, this is a great big woman, and I weigh about 5.5 ounces soaking wet. I'm a little tiny person. I look chubby on this thing here. I look good on this camera. Wow. Filled out.
You can take some of my chubiness, sister.
Parts I never had. I'm all filled out on this camera. But this person went for the juggler. And what they were venting was their hatred of Black people. And here was the opportunity they had waited all their lives. And they figured they could get away with it with me because I come in, I'm a joyful spirit. Creator gave me that. I'm a clown. I am really a joyful spirit through the worst of adversities. And I mean, I had some, still got them. And the person just went for it. Yeah, and I could see that something is off here. I'm not feeding that demon. I'm not feeding that demon.
Can I just
relaxed on it. Yes.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead, sweetie.
Carla says it what I say. My mother used to say, if it pops up, it pops out. What I say is this, Carla: if it ain't paying rent, I put it out. And what comes in my head ain't paying rent. Sometimes I gotta spit it out.
Now hold on.
Didn't I say I pay my bills?
Yeah,
right. We pay our bills.
Yep.
So
no, hold on.
Well, I pay my own bills. Listen, first let me tell you the story, boss man.
Go ahead.
You hit it on the nail with the walking in somebody's house and going in their fridge. Well, honey, it happened to me. I don't know what it is with West Indians, and I love them to death. But they have this thing of coming in your house and going in your fridge and taking what they want. Well, I sat there one day. Somebody did that to me. I sat there and watched them. Didn't ask me for nothing. Can I have anything? Common courtesy. I watched them take it out, getting ready to make a sandwich. I said, okay, now can you put that back in my fridge? I waited until they took it out, had it all set, ready to have. And it wasn't, all you had to do was ask me, oh, can I have it? You could have anything you want from me. Ask. But for some reason, that person didn't ask me and just thought they could take it. Well, I'll let you take it and put it out until you get ready to open it up. And then I will tell you, can you put that back? You didn't ask me for it.
Hold on, okay. I got a question for you, but first let's welcome the homie Quest Man is in the building, man. What's up, brother?
My brother. Shalom, my brother.
Snuck up in here,
Shalom.
Yeah, I'm glad you slid through, man. I ain't want you to think I was ignoring you. I said, let me let him know I'm live. I can't answer your text messages right now.
Yes, indeed.
But K Money, so
yes,
going by with you and pretty much seems like everybody in the chat seems like they agree.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's reverse these roles real quick. All right, you fucked up, and now and you didn't know. You might want to turn YouTube off in the back, Quest Man.
Yes.
So you fucked up, and now somebody got to have this tough conversation with you, and you didn't know that you made a mistake. Would you like someone to come at you that same exact way?
If I was wrong, if I did something that made them uncomfortable, I would love for them to come and tell me, because I wouldn't know. How will I know I'm making you uncomfortable or did something to you if I don't know? You'd have to
So you feel like if you did something wrong to someone and you did not know, they have the right to come at you or talk at you and you didn't even know?
No.
Now stop. That's what I asked you earlier.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. Come at you. Don't come at. It can't. Nobody come at me no kind of foul way because I just.
That's what you said you would do.
No, I wouldn't come at them. No, I wouldn't come at them a foul way. Like I said, they come in my house, take stuff out my fridge. I would ask them to put it back, point blank. It's not gonna be foul. It's gonna
Just
be
like that,
assertive,
Joanne.
but it
Just
ain't gonna
like
be
that.
foul.
Put it back.
Put
That
it
what
back
you say?
now. That's just assertive, bro.
Quest
I
man,
mean,
do you see
courtesy is
where I'm
courtesy.
going at with this?
Like, you don't mind if I have a glass of orange juice out of that fridge?
No, you have to ask me.
No.
You know, you coming in my house, I'll give you the shirt off my back. But you coming in my house, I mean, I pay my own bills, buy my own food. You come in and just come in and take it? No,
I mean,
at
I
least
just
ask,
gave a
and I
light.
have.
I gave a light example. You know, there's bigger things in life that we can all make a mistake to offend someone. And the point I'm trying to make is if there's anything you've done or someone done to you and you did not know, I think your approach should definitely be different unless someone blatantly disrespected you, right or wrong.
Right.
I just,
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. For me, it's all about observing a person's character. If first of all, you gotta, identify who you done let in your door anyway. How do you know these folks? I mean, for me, if someone's even in my home in that way, okay, then chances are they're probably already on that level to go to the fridge anyway. Or if anything, they already know the modus operandi. You understand? So they know the protocol in the home. So it doesn't even become a question, because otherwise, what are they doing here? If they're strangers, we probably won't get past the front room. You understand?
All right, let's get off that refrigerator question, man. Let's say you just bought a new home. You got bougie as hell, and somebody walked in your house and ain't take their shoes off. You know you want people to, but they didn't. They walked all over your goddamn carpet that you just paid $3,000 for. They didn't goddamn know, Quest man. They your family members now. This is your family, but they didn't know. Your approach is gonna be different, right?
I've had that happen before. Where folks will come and they don't know to take their shoes off or whatever. And the thing about me is I'm taught something called humility. You understand? So it's like, I know that in the back of my mind, I don't like what I'm seeing, but at the end of the day, they're not going to be here in the next few hours or whatever, and I can go ahead and clean this up, vacuum the carpet, whatever the case need be, and carry on about my business. I could call them on the phone like, hey, next time you come over here, make sure you take your shoes off if you come over here next time. But I mean, so if it catches me off guard, like what it sounds like we're saying here, most of that's going to be reserved. They won't even know it. They won't even know, because I'm going to try to be as hospitable as I can, and hope that they notice what everyone else is doing in the home. Like, hey, you don't see nobody else with shoes on, so maybe, take note. Because sometimes people that do come like that, they're like, oh, my bad, I didn't know the shoe, and then they correct their own self. You understand what I'm saying? They fix their own mistake. So it's usually easy to resolve.
So Queen Blackstar, so we talked about approach, and I'm trying to break this thing down so we don't have these issues amongst us. I was thinking maybe the second thing you might want to focus is evaluate the situation. That should tell you how you should approach the situation, right? If you disagree, tell me.
No, I agree with you. And that's what I meant by sometimes, I'm in the habit of going straight into the esoteric, the metaphysical. Whenever a question is asked, I go there first. That's what I meant about centering, and just take 2 seconds and just get in that space. And that is the space where you can evaluate. You can't evaluate while you're in your emotions by what was just done, and they are all in theirs. So somebody has to just chill for only a moment, doesn't take forever. And in that moment, and then turn off all that stuff, because that messes with the feelings, and then the feelings mess with the mind, and then you got a mess. So in that space, you are able to see what might be a better solution. It's so easy to go.
Breaking up again.
I was one of the family wives. I'm usually called to births and deaths. I preach a lot of funerals, and I help to bring a lot of babies in. And one of the babies I brought in was a niece of mine and my sister. They thought they would lose the baby and her. So I left a work that I had been contracted for over a year and closed down and went south to help hold up my mother while she goes through this stuff with my sister and what might be a dead baby when it's born. Now let's fast forward 24 years later. That baby is a gorgeous creature, right? Still living at my sister's house, going to college, and I'm there visiting. And I'm supposed to be the beloved, auntie. I come down the stairs 2 a.m. My sister's house is my house. Quiet. She leaves lights on downstairs and so on. You can go out in her garden near her pool and do what you want to do. She's chill like that. We real cool like that. I used to carry her on my back. She's 10 times bigger than me, always was. Now, the daughter is sitting there in the dark, moaning and groaning over some issue with the boyfriend, and says to me, who was there at her birth, the third set of hands that took her after she was born, first to my mother, that baby went, then to her father, and I'm the third that held that baby within 10 minutes of its birth and gave up a whole bunch of my life, lost career stuff, and this child says to me, what are you doing roaming around the house in the dark at night? Well, brother, I had to stop on a dime and just chill. And my head turned to the side and I said, let me say this to you. I have a ticket to go home where I pay rent. I'm visiting. You are living in your mother's house. You couldn't get me to live in my mother's house, not for all the tea in China, because hers is hers and mine is mine. And we agree on that, she and I said, but you all up in here, and the boyfriend in here, everybody all up in here, and with my sister praying. And I was there. And one of the reasons why you are here, we prayed you into existence, manifestation on this physical realm. And you have opened your mouth to your beloved auntie. Let me say this, God bless the child who's got his own. And I went on upstairs, got my little airline ticket, said, you see this? I got a ticket to ride. Where can you go? The time will come when you will not want to be in here because you're a woman. And in the old days, we used to say they're smelling themselves. You want to have your way as a female. You're challenging your mom. So there's a time coming when you won't want to be here. And remember, I told you, God bless the child that's got his own. You get your behind on out there and get a job aside from the school and the this and the that and prepare to book. But don't you ever open your mouth to auntie. You breathe on this earth today because I dare to. And the shame that washed over that child, she broke down. But you know what? I ran right to her. She didn't have to run to me and just rocked her. And I said, now, baby, don't do that no more. That's not a good thing. That has never happened again, ever. And it never will. But
I know that. I know that's right.
Now, see, I could have gone berserk. I could have run upstairs and told my sister, who's a wild one. Yeah, my mother said, you'd be better off fighting a Kodiak bear than to fight my sister. So had I gone and spoken that at that time, it would have been all hell. It would have created a situation for an entire family. This one would call that one. That sister would have called mom and said, you know how it would have gone. So, but it was in the handling. But I had to speak very sharp to her. But I had to rest for a moment before I did it. And the lump that was in my throat for a month after, because I did not say what I really wanted to say. My throat, this is my gift, is my throat. And I'm a Taurus. My throat chakra is my thing. And right, so I suffered because I did not speak freely. So vocal cords, everything suffered because of that. It's amazing.
We're going to a music.
Yeah, we got to go to a jam. We got to go to a jam real quick.
We got to go to a jam. Oh, she dropped down. See, I was getting cut in, cut out. Let's hit that music, bro.
Well, we're going to let Questman introduce this next song since he's on it. It's a song that me and you did. Go ahead and tell the people about it, man.
Is this the one, the Twisted Lies?
Yeah.
All right. Yes, indeed. You know, so to begin with, you know, I'm all about, you know, Black unification anyway. So, you know, I believe that one of our vehicles, you know, at least from my upbringing, our vehicle for communicating, you know, thoughts and concepts, especially things that motivate us, you know, is the hip hop genre. You understand? Conscious thought, conscious spoken word. And so, to make a long story short, you know, met this brother, you know, through I believe it was one of the sister K Money's episodes, and you know, I'm like, you know, this brother's got some skills. We could break bread here and make something sparkle on the screen. So I wanted to went ahead and talk to the brother. We in the building breaking bread, and of course, you know, trade information, and you know, we went ahead and went to the lab, brought out a science experiment. That's what this Twisted Lies ended up being, and it'll be in a real raw, nice, talented, you know, collaboration. And that's the whole thing that I'm trying to emphasize, that there's so much that the Black family could do together. You understand? All of us have got so many different talents, skills, abilities, levels of you know, just what we could do, you know, and it all fits, interlocking, like, you know, like interlocking pieces. And this is the result, you know. So Twisted Lies is just one, you know, brilliant example of what happens when, you know, the family is we're already striving and marching on code, you know, facing the right direction, moving in the right direction, uplifting each other, you know, so that we can make this Black unification thing happen, become a reality. You understand? And so that's what this is about. That's what this is about. Twisted Lies. Yes, indeed.
There's Twisted Lies, y'all.
ID, please. Let's take a moment for the ancestors. A lot was homeless in the bad weather, and that's the reason we should stick together. Cause with each other we do better, we can never settle. See, y'all people took a lot of beatings. Don't disregard the teachings, the heart is where I'm reaching. How is it so why people so deceitful? When we begging to be equal, tell me how we beat them. And everybody cannot be a leader. You gotta learn to follow first before you lead. Even anathema, they gon' have to fail. Tell me, can you really tell? Do your people really care? Let her know that I'ma be there. Make them see hell, yeah. And we don't give a fuck about no enemy. Be feeling me, cause a remedy is what we really need. It ain't really hard to see. We got too many people. Just know that I never will leave you. And I'ma ride with my people to the end. That's just what it is. I'm going all about my Wesley with the boss man. Soul journey of life.
ID, please.
Woke up this morning and all came so crystal clear. That ancestral voice screaming loudly in my ear. Looking through these frame spectacles, a tactical perspective tells me more than meets the eye. Living amongst the pitiful, visual, blurry, the streets of the day, hurry, trying to stay out the way. Really, the drama's inevitable. This ancient black skin's got me spitting parables and still ain't ready. Even though devil tactics no longer hide behind ghostly masks. Do you really have to add? I refuse to release my testicles. The best among us will be those who unify. Black thoughts over barbecue sauce, round table talk, art of war. I'm ready for battle. Yet my kinfolk still caught in the babble. Blood is thick. Still this fresh bites to gravel. All I wanna do is see my people unify for real. Oh, broken nation, the pain heal.
ID, please.
That was Twisted Lies, y'all.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can get take over. Yeah.
I
Let me remove that from my screen.
Y'all hear me?
You know me, boss man.
No, you good. You good. That's what you.
I'm just on it. I'm just on it. DJ kick. When I hear the music, the DJ in me kicks off.
A little side note. A little side note. I don't know if y'all can hear me that well.
Yeah, we hear you.
A little side note. I'm looking at the commentary here, and I believe it's ever more important, vehemently important, in our time, especially with what's going on with Black unity, for us to communicate and drive conscious, hip hop, conscious spoken word, conscious communication more than ever, because we've got all kinds of idiots out there. You understand? who are giving the devils a reason to say, well, see, look at what the Black people are doing. Look at how they're acting. See the kind of stuff they're giving them a reason to try to shame us, because you got knuckleheads out there who don't even have a clue. They're not conscious. They're not self-conscious. They have no clue of who they are, what they're doing, and how what they present can pollute. You understand the image, of honor, nobility, and respect that we're trying to resurrect in ourselves. You understand? And I'm speaking this in particular to this. This generation's Nas. You understand?
Yeah. We don't even entertain those.
My generation Nas wanted to rule the world. You understand? So it's a whole
yes,
whole
you're right. You're right.
We don't have no Nas in this generation.
Yeah, we don't even speak on. I saw the comment. We don't even give them air to breathe.
That's why
stuff.
All this is ever more important, because there's a lot of folks that have traveled. My other half, they're native African. You understand? And a lot of them are just now getting hip to what our lifestyle is like here, like who we are as far as the conscious community is concerned. Because many of them only knew what's been publicized on the media. You understand? Just all we do is play basketball all day long or whatever. You understand? That's the image that they get. So when they're seeing a conscious community, a conscious dialogue happening, people about that business, people about intellectual stuff, dropping knowledge, dropping science, dropping just logic. You understand? It's a new thing to them. They, many of them, they didn't even explain. What? I didn't know you guys. Yeah, we have tradition too. We have culture too. You just don't see it because that's not what they're putting in your face. You understand? To keep us divided, they want to put in your face all kinds of negative imagery regarding who we are to make you believe that somehow, we're off our royal rocker or something. You understand?
Exactly, Quest Man. They've been doing that for years. Years.
Yes,
I want to stop you right there, because I agree and disagree with what you just said at the very end. You said that's all they put out for the other people to see. Yeah. I agree and disagree on that, because you have to think about it like this. Ignorance is bliss, you know what I'm saying? But one thing we have to realize is the things that we glorify and what we push out to the media as well. You know what I'm saying? We have to limit the dumb shit that we do. If we limit that type of stuff, then what the hell would they have to push out but the intelligence of a Black person? You know what I'm saying? So I understand where you coming from, but at the same time, we still have a lot of Black people that sleep, man. And I ain't, you know what? Kill that sleep. They don't give a shit. They just gonna be who they are and they gonna die. And those are the people I'm not focused on no more. You know what I'm saying? Right. I love my people. Don't get it twisted. But I'm not gonna put no more focus on you, because you see what is being done to us. You see the movement that we're trying to create and make, and you still choose to kill or hurt your fellow brother. I ain't with it. I'm not with it.
You're still trying to drag us down while we holding your hand, trying to lift you up. So guess what? It's time to let go of that hand. Let them fall on their own.
But see, people like this Nas character, right? These people are they're sponsored. They're produced. You understand? To fulfill a specific agenda. So they're out there. I mean, these are just like little gimmicks ponds, toys. You understand that this system is using, to push their agenda. You understand? Just like all the other stuff that they've been doing, like Black Lives Matter, all this other stuff, pushing their agenda, little gimmicks.
Yeah, no, we know this, but we're not watching their agenda. We're not even supporting them. That's why Little Nas ain't got nothing in this chat. We listen to Boss Man Blake and Questman and Black Sector Mafia.
Kill Lil Nas. We don't give a shit about no Lil Nas.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, he's a human being.
Don't give him no
what he's standing for right now, man, damn all that. He know, and that's what I want to touch on because we winding down on time. This is what I want to touch on before we get out of here is the fact that I was just talking about ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance, a lot of people don't understand the real true meaning of that word. You know what I'm saying? Some people just look at ignorance as you just an idiot or you're a dummy. That's not necessarily true. Ignorance is the fact that you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can also bring into, did you even fucking try to learn? So going to you, Queen Black Star, and this is the last topic that we're going to touch on. And I think this is what I really want to hit on is the simple fact is, and we touched on it a little bit prior to this in the last segment of knowing or not knowing. You know what I'm saying? For people who don't understand, for people that might be in this chat today, people might be on this panel today that don't understand you. Because Questman hit on this as well. If I let you in my house, and you should know. But in this chat room, in this environment, we haven't really chilled with each other, but here. So we don't know each other on a personal level. So we have to understand mistakes will be made. And if you address a mistake to someone in here, the way that you guys, and I'm not pointing no finger saying you're wrong, but if you take that approach, even after you evaluated the situation and you still take that approach, that's going to cause a conflict. So Queen Mother, I'm going to let you take the last subject and we're going to move around in a circle. How do you feel situations that we just discussed, if anything happened with us, how do we handle it?
Well, I agree with Kay that at some point an evaluation has to be made and excess baggage has to be let go. If a ship is sinking and we're sinking right now, I know we're trying to wake up and all that, but we're going down fast. Some things have to be put overboard or not taken on board to begin with. It's a difficult thing to do, but there's some measuring sticks. If you, with all this information that's out there, you can access anything you want on your little hand device. And you mean to tell me you can't get information about what's going on in this world concerning us? Yes, you can. I do not accept that. And you're flat out lying. You're doing what you're doing because you want to. You're getting something from it. And whatever it is you're getting from it is so worth it for you that you're willing to see the rest of us go down in a ditch. There's a scripture out there somewhere that says they go that way because they must. We are all encoded from the beginning prior to time, because time is a construct. Before all, we are encoded with what is correct and what is not. No 10 commandments needed to be done. When you find that kind of thing coming down to the people, it's because they have refused to accept the encoding in the authentic self of what is right and what is not. So folks out there doing the do because they want to, for whatever reasons. There's 1,000,000,001 reasons. When we find that happening, a decision has to be made. Do I hang with it and go down with it? Or do I step away, walk around it, fly over it, go under it, but remove myself from that toxicity? I choose to remove myself, since I've spent so much of my life feeding and fueling other people's demons and my own. So I had to let my own stuff go. I had to drop a whole bunch of what I thought was me. And ain't no way in the world I'm accepting yours if I had to let mine go. So which means that I have some clear space now to be my authentic self. You cannot invade that. And if it means I have to drop you, I have to drop you. And
Right.
that's just
Let me ask you this, Queen.
That's the way.
So when you say you have to remove yourself from the situation, let's keep it in here. I'm just saying in this environment. If there's, and I'm not saying there is, let's say there's someone in here that you're not getting along with. You will remove yourself from this whole entire family because of one person. That's what you're saying?
No, you know what? I'm not able to. I'm so sorry that I haven't learned this device enough to be able to get the chat up, while we're talking, because that would be so helpful to me. Okay. I'm going at this very blind. I have no idea what people are really saying and doing. I usually go and get the replay,
My fault.
as much as they will allow it to stay up. But if one person in a chat with so many people, I have never seen their faces, most of them. They don't come up on the screen, so we don't see them. Those few of us who do come up, we're up here raw. So we like the dartboard, and we're being truthful, but we are totally exposed. We are naked to the bone marrow up in here, but we're brave enough to step up anyway. Anything down there in the chat that has not participated and is making a judgment, I wouldn't even know it because I can't see the chat. But if I go back later and see something,
no one's making a judgment now. I'm not saying that's going on. I'm just making an example. What I said.
And again, would I cut the whole? No, because first of all, I'm not here for the chat. I want to get that straight right now. This is bloody frank with me.
Wait. Sister Queen, Mother Love, don't say that. You are here for the chat. We are a family in here. But when you're
I didn't conclude that, Kay.
I know. I understand what you're trying to say because you're up on the panel. You can't even see the chat.
Yes.
People must understand that about Blackstar.
Hold on, honey. Hold on. Don't take offense.
Okay.
I did not get a chance to conclude that. Okay. I did not come into this situation for the chat. Okay. Some people are there strictly for the chat because it is very entertaining. It is very filling. It's like food. They need it. It's nourishment. And for them, I say, good for you. Because if you need to be anywhere, it's in this chat because you're getting something and you're going to learn something. Mm-hmm. You're getting love most of all. So that's fine. But I didn't come into this situation for a chat. My entire life is one big chat. Okay. So I am full with or without it. But if anybody is in the chat who's having issue, I'll take your example, King Boss. Then to back off from the entire chat because of one person, guess what? Don't know one monkey run no show for me. I don't know about the rest of y'all. And I came in here because I am thoroughly taken with your beauty, King Boss and Queen K, and the people that you bring in the music. As an artist and a creative person, I am just thrilled to have you available. There's nothing in the chat that could drag me from that, from enjoying the beauty of what you present. So that's what I meant about I didn't come, just to be in a chat. I am here for the beauty of what is being presented and the truthfulness, the forcefulness, the power, and the support for our Grandmaster Jay. And so I've shouldered up with a family who's moving in that direction. Whatever's going on in Little Chat, that's what goes on in every family. That ain't no big deal. I've raised grands, great grands, children, nieces, aunts, nephews, and all kinds of. Globally, I've traveled to every continent, 7 I have lived on, and I have family on all of them, And there's always something going on, but I would not let any of them go for the one problem.
Okay, yeah. Can I address that question?
Go ahead, K-Man.
Okay, I'm gonna put it down like this. Now, this is a family that we've created here of unity. Now, I'm sure Boss Man Blake is not saying there's any issues in our chat or anything.
Let's get that straight right now.
Right now. No but hypothetically,
no, that was an analysis example.
I understand, but I'm going to put a hypothetical out here right now for our family, okay? Now, if there should ever be an issue with anybody in the chat with anybody, y'all need to have a conversation, okay? Not saying that there is anything, but if there is ever in the future, if you have a problem with somebody, we could take it behind the scenes and we can talk about it. This is how our family is, because we come together as a family.
I have a question for you, sister.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Go ahead, Quest.
Dear elder sister, first of all, peace and respect to you. But my question is this, because see, one of the things that I've pondered with this generation of people who haven't experienced some of the fundamental like disciplines, if you will, some of the fundamental lifestyle customs that I feel that if I was in your household, I might have experienced if I was growing up with you. You understand? And I'm saying that how when you have all the experience that you've gathered throughout your ages, okay, how I mean, there's got what is the link that of communication from your experience, your knowledge, your wisdom to the generation today who in many cases they weren't brought up in a solid family structure. They didn't have those moral values, you understand? They didn't have the type of values where how to speak to your elders, where how to speak to your parents, and don't put your foot on the furnace. You just know certain things, you understand? Because like me, when I come here, I see my elder, I have nothing but respect, so I remain silent and I listen to the elder speak, right? But there's a generation now that is pretty, I mean, I don't want to say haphazard, but they don't have those ingredients. You understand? So how can we I'm trying to think of the word I want to say. How can we communicate those same values to a way, because this whole effort's about unification, Black unification. That means we're dealing with family all across the board. You understand? We already know different walks, different religions, different perspectives, different this, different that, right? But the difference that I feel is most essential is the youth. You understand? The young people, the young generation, because these are the people that are going to be pushing this even further. You understand? Mm-hmm. So how can, like, when I'm hearing you talk and I'm hearing you communicating your experience, I have a reverence for it, because I'm thinking to myself, I know she's been through the whole 9 yards, you know what I mean? The whole battlefield and back, right? Lord. You understand? So, but many people don't understand it. They don't relate to that. They're hearing you talking, but maybe they don't really connect to what has, here's a sister who's raised so many children, who's done so many, honorable feats that I can connect with, that I can appreciate. But many of them, they don't have the. You understand what I'm saying? I'm asking.
Yes.
Go ahead and answer the question, Queen.
Yes. He's very clear, because I'm listening to you, brother, with my heart. I put the ear aside on this one, because your sincerity is such that you're reaching me at my heart level. And yes, absolutely. We cannot know a person simply by the way that they speak. I'm a trained speaker. So I can hit a stage and all the equipment goes down, and I can hit the back wall if there's 2,000 in the audience. I'm a trained speaker. So, and oftentimes I have to learn to scale it down a bit because it might be overwhelming for who is before me. But there's a way to get through to all of them. I have found a way in the creative arts. I'm a storyteller. And I can take people to where the best that they need is through story. that's one of the ways that I do it. And I work with a lot of young children from preschool all the way through high school and all the grades in between and through colleges. And I work with professors who need to come back and be with someone who's loose enough to help them go back into their classrooms and communicate with children of today. I have no issue with any young person. Put me in the middle of a gang and watch me work the weave. Watch me work the weave, because I walk in so raw and defenseless and ready to listen. And I'm light enough and fluid enough. See, this is the problem with my generation. We get stiff. As our physical self starts to stiffen, our young people can feel that. They don't want to hear nothing from some old stiff person. What could you possibly know? So we have to be just a little more fluid. But what it comes off sometimes is being clownish, childish, not serious, and a whole bunch of other stuff, showboating, that kind of thing, but not so. Put someone with those qualities in the midst of a bunch of young people you're having problems with, and I'm going to guarantee you, it's been proven time and time again, you're going to come out with some young people scratching their head and saying, wow, wow. And the next time you see them, they have questions for you. And they have something to say about what you said. Might be an argument on the corner, eat it. But we part by, I love you, baby. I love you too, mama. When the next time we go have this conversation, there is a way, but we have to be willing to open and not judge. Those who are out of order, like what Boss ran into going to a fast food place, I was in my floor. It was hysterically funny. Those who run over us and totally disrespect us, sometimes you have to just yank it up and put it in its place, plain and simple, because somebody has to correct it. Later on, they'll thank you for it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But we can't be everything to everybody. One-on-one, group on group, as we go through life. And you must never be afraid to be yourself, to speak your truth. Maybe you come off a little rough around the edges, but that's what Creator gave you. If you need to clean it up, then spend some time cleaning it up. Bring that love to yourself and clean it up. Never mind, clean up everybody else's slop. You clean yours up and stand as a light. Don't hide your light under a bushel. Let your light shine so that everyone can see the Most High working through you. And that's the name of the game. And they will see it. I have young people all over the place, thugs, weird. I mean, they kill you. They drop you where you stand. And I walk up in there, hey, baby. Hey, grandma, you okay? Haven't seen you in 2 weeks. What's wrong? What's wrong? I said, hey, you don't have to go kill nobody. I'm all right. You know how grandma is. Got to have my time and space. But that there is a way to do it. When we're in settings like this, we're a little bit more formal, and you have to be, because if I let loose, then, a Boss Blake with these questions, they're very challenging questions. So I don't let loose like I could on a big board panel with a whole bunch of corporate Caucasian guys who need to sign my contract so I can get to work on the program they want me to work on. Playing then. But when I come into a bunch of young people, hippity hopping and doing their thing, first thing I come with is love. Hey, y'all show is gorgeous. Pull your pants up, child, with that beautiful physique you have. Walking around here looking like a mighty Zulu warrior. Pull those pants up. Get it together. Next time I come back, boy got a belt on, and pulled it up. And if I don't notice, hey, mama, I pull my pants up. You hear where I'm coming from, brother? I'm telling stories because I'm a parable person. So am I getting something across?
Yes, ma'am.
Fully, Queen Mother, fully. Well, I don't know about Brother Questman.
Okay.
Yes,
Well, I want to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to do my final thoughts. First, before I do that, I want to thank everyone, K-Money, to Queen Mother Black Star, to Lorraine, who came up here earlier.
Thank you.
To my brother Questman. I want to say thank you for coming up here, because you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be here with me. So I appreciate that. And I'm going to play a song, and then I'm going to come back with my final thoughts. and then we'll wrap it up with our anthem. So, shalom. I appreciate everybody. Chat, I wasn't ignoring y'all. We just got a bunch of knowledge on this panel. So, let's go ahead and go to another song, and I'll be back for my final thoughts. Excuse me, like I got choked up for a second.
Much love, family. Can I?
Drum dummy.
All of my thugs in the ghetto. Can you hear what I'm saying? All of my thugs really need to know. Play that. I said another day. All of my thugs in the ghetto. Feel the need of the most.
I understand what it's like coming up in the ghetto. You don't really want to settle, but life is an instrumental. So you start in the beginning, then you end up in the middle. That's a verse and that's a hook, but every rhyme is not a riddle. And I remember in the kitchen, my mama was doing dishes. I was telling her my wishes. She told me get on my mission. I went to school and I got busy. I started seeing my vision, then my spirit started lifting. I really could tell the difference. I really have to commend her. My mama made me a winner. See, I was born in the ghetto, and that made a born sinner. But that made me go and get it. Still going, I ain't finished. Ain't no boundaries, ain't no limit. Never content. I ain't with it. I ain't with it. So many I can't call it. The block it got really round. Many bitches I couldn't count them. Drinking bottle after bottle till it felt like a nigga drowning. Then I lost my nigga Taryn. God damn, it was bad. Got love for his dad. Mr. Dave, he the man. Rick Logan did his thing. I remember before he passed. And then Domingo came to the crib. Then he got blast. Yeah, we came up from the ghetto. No, we never had a hero. He considered us a bunch of zeros. This is dedicated to the ghetto. This for my niggas at the garden. Let's go. I gotta say rest in peace to all my people we lost, man. Shorty Duwop, Danielle, Taryn, Rick Logan, Domingo, Hope, my homie Candy. Yeah. Man, we miss y'all, man. We love y'all. We'll never forget y'all, man. Rest easy. One love. From your big homie, man. I'm gonna ask y'all to put your mics on mute for just a second, and I'm gonna give my final thoughts here. First and foremost, I think you all should know by now my purpose for doing these lives. You know, even going to Grandmaster Jay and his focus and the movement that he's trying to push us to. I feel, and I've told you guys this before, we have to correct the small things that will stop us from uniting and seeing the bigger picture. When I was just speaking of the chat, I was just giving an example. And tonight's conversation is tough conversations. And we almost just had one just that quick, you know what I'm saying? So don't ever think my purpose is to get anyone riled up. I know Queen Black Star said I ask these tough questions, but these are questions that need to be answered. I have a song coming up called God, We Need Some Answers. Because I don't care if you 99 or you 1 year old. You don't know it all. Nobody do. So, and I can't teach you it all. We're here to learn from everyone. Everyone in this chat can provide some type of knowledge that somebody's going to take away from here, and they're going to use it in their everyday lives. We was talking about approach, talking about evaluate. Who this is? Hold on 1 second. I'm bringing the brother back on. We're talking about approach, evaluate, and then the last thing I want to hit on was adjustments. Because sometimes you have to adjust on the fly, because everything that you feel is the right way to approach a situation, talk to somebody, because everybody is different. Everybody is different. You can't talk to everybody the same way because they ain't gonna take your approach the same way. I learned that from being a supervisor for over 12, going on 13 years. I coach my agents every day, and I can't coach them the same. I can pick on one of them and use that as a motivational tool, but I can't do that with somebody else who always in their feelings. So only thing I'm trying to do within this particular environment, this family, is to make sure we stay on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have to have a tough conversation with someone, you don't have to do it up here on the panel. You don't have to do it in the chat. Hey, I asked for everybody's email address. If y'all haven't gotten anyone's email address, if you need it, I got it. I don't want to just give it away because I didn't get permission. But if you want to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I need to talk to you, or I think you should know this. You know what I'm saying? Do it in the private setting. This is not about, this live is not about no one in this chat or on this panel. This is just something that came from my mind. And I told you, if I think it, I'm gonna come bring it to y'all, because if I think it, somebody else could be thinking the same thing. So we have to fix us first before we can join any movement. We gotta fix, and I think that's one of the things you say, what, be black, just be black. First and foremost, just be you. You understand? Because nobody can tell you who to be. The only person you know how to be is you, first and foremost. Once you get yourself together, then you can help somebody else. Until you clean up around your front door, you can't tell nobody else nothing. So that's all this is about. These are my final thoughts. Again, K-Money, Questman, look like Queen Mother fell off again. Queen Black Star, I thank y'all. We're gonna rock out with our anthem. Chat, I did not ignore y'all. Y'all know me, I like to give the people my undivided attention. But we ain't got very much time, so I'm gonna go in a circle real quick. Go ahead, K-Money.
I love y'all. Just much respect. I love our family, and we can fix ourselves. We got to start with ourselves first. Much love, one love. Thank you, boss man.
Questman.
Black love, black peace, black family, black unity. We are all we need. We've got us. We got this. Absolutely. So don't despair. We got this. We're winners. We're champions.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, brother. Black Star.
Yes, sir. Adjustments are always necessary at any junction in anyone's life. It is impossible to get through a lifetime without adjustments. We're on this planet with billions of other people. We must make adjustments. There is no pat formula for how to fix anything or anyone. We have to look at every situation for what it is and do the best that you can. After you've done, here's another scripture, all that you can do, and there's no more that you can do, just stand.
Just stand. That's my jam. Oh, man. Well, I appreciate you, Queen Mother Black Star. And as always, your knowledge is always welcome here. Just like Questman, K-Money, and anybody else, Lorraine, Greenie, hey, Christine, Leslie, all y'all who come up here, I thank y'all because it's needed. So we're going to end the night with our anthem. Y'all know what it is. We gotta stay solid as a rock. Let's do it.
Yes. Thank you, boss.
So special.
Headed to the top. No, I will not stop. I came from the bottom. I will not drop. Shalom to my people and everybody that rock. Just know it don't stop. We at the top, bitch. We solid as a rock. No, I will not stop. I came from the bottom. I will not drop. Shalom to my people and everybody that rock. Just know it don't stop. We at the top, bitch. We solid as a rock. Oh yeah. Yeah, my people coming through. You gon' make us like a goddamn fool. And I'ma pack me a twin rap right. I'm a fool. See the facts, it's the truth. Move back, this is me attacking the madman strapped in the coop. You can ask for the proof, bitch. I'm back and I'm loose. I can't laugh at a fool, cause he have no clue. This ain't just rap in the booth. I'm half man, half fool, but I am that dude. I take baths in the truth, and half ass won't do. We won't let your ass come through. You won't outlast this group. I'ma stand and salute. 10 toes down with my troops. We yelling man down when we shoot. We on the ground with the boots. And if you're looking around for the truth, it get a little loud in the booth. Don't make a damn sound. Headed to the top. No, I will not stop. I came from the bottom. I will not drop. Shalom to my people and everybody that rock. Just know it don't stop. We at the top, bitch. We solid as a rock. No, I will not stop. I came from the bottom. I will not drop. Shalom to my people and everybody that rock. Just know it don't stop. We at the top, bitch. We solid as a rock. I can go back to back, but I won't go back to the trap. In the trap, it's a rap. In the trap, it's a bunch of damn rats. I'm a man, you won't trap me like that. So I'm here to speak the fact. Oh yeah, break them down on the track. I'm trying to reach every man in the benefit seat. In fact, stand tall, goddamn it, we black. They try to take that by giving us crack, but we giving that back. It's a race and we running this track. It's a war, yeah, we coming right back. And we ain't taking no slack. And no more shooting us in the back. It's called unity, we all intact. Underground railroad track, we unified all over this map. Old school coming through in the lack, and we dressed all black. Y'all done gave us the best y'all got. You know we running for a march, y'all forgot. Headed to the top. No, I